Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans with my husband and podcast co-host Alan Evans. Welcome. We are, people are saying holidays are right around the corner. I beg to differ. I believe we are in it. The holidays are here, y'all. Halloween's over. We're on the bullet train to Thanksgiving. People are putting up Christmas lights in our neighborhood, Alan.
Are they really?
Yes. Houses are already being strung in lights. The entrance to our neighborhood already have their Christmas lights up. And they use those LED lights, so it's not that soft glow. It's that bright white blue light. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's that weird time of year where you can take a walk, you can walk the dogs, and you'll see a house, and there's Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
You'll go a little bit further, and I'll see hay bales and pumpkins.
Yep.
And
there are some blow-up turkeys I've seen in yards.
Yes, and then I'll go a little bit further, and I'll see Christmas decorations. Yeah. So what is it?
A lot of people would argue it's Christmas.
Well,
they're ready for it.
I would disagree.
I know.
I would disagree vehemently.
But when are we going to put up our tree?
Well, I don't know.
Some people are putting it up this weekend.
Yeah, that's
in my circle.
I don't think that's going to be us.
Well, it's just because it's such a chaotic time. Because Alan and Emma Kelly and I are going on the kids trip. We're flying out with the kids plane, and McKelly's going to volunteer this year. And then when the boys get out of school, Alan's going to drive in and meet us. And so we've got, a lot of fun stuff planned with the boys.
Road trip.
Thanksgiving break. And so then we come back and we're doing this, I am going to be in a mad panic getting everything ready for Christmas. Because as we've all learned, moms, wives, we're the ones. The whole burden lies on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. All man has to do is pull the tree out of the attic, right? Mm-hmm. Put the tree in the stand, and his duty is done.
That's it, huh?
That's at least in my household. His duty is done.
Just roll up there and pull it out and bring it down here and unpack it and then put it in, huh?
You complain the entire time. Oh, you also help me bring down the decorations. He has to hand them down to me from the attic as, insulation falls into my eyeballs when I'm grabbing the boxes. It's just, one of us is going to die. But
and it's always hot. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, and you're always
It's never cold. It's always hot.
Just get the decorations down, Alan. I'll take it from here.
Why is it always hot? It's November.
Because it's Texas. But anyway, that's what we have to look forward to. I just don't know when we're going to do that.
I don't either. But we're going to have to do it sometime. But you know what we're not going to do on this podcast?
What?
Gripe about Christmas decorations
I'm not
for
griping.
an hour.
I'm just saying that is what it is.
It is what it is. But here's what we're going to do. Well, do you have anything? I got a couple of things.
Of course. I'm always prepared.
I'm bringing back one of our old bits. Interesting stuff.
Oh.
I found some interesting stuff. And the way this got started with me this week is I saw something that on the social medias that just blew my mind. And the more I thought about it and tried to wrap my head around how would this work, it just got me into a bunny hole. And then I got into more social media bunny hole. And then I just got into more interesting stuff. So I want to share some of this interesting stuff. But I'm going to share this thing that blew my mind. And if you can explain to me how this would work, you're smarter than I am.
Did you try Googling it?
Well, no, but it came from some egghead at Oxford, I believe. So.
Well, you can share that.
Good night, mate. Yeah.
And I can share my humiliating story.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we've got that. We've got your humiliating story.
Oh, boy. That's
also
going to be fun to relive.
We're going to talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat on this podcast. The thrill of victory being your Texas Power Rangers. We're going to review a little bit of that. And
Have we not had a...
No, because the night we signed off last time, they were about to play Game 5.
Oh.
They won it that night.
It feels like forever ago.
I know. They won it that night. So let's dissect, discuss, provide our feelings, observations.
It's like the moment feels like it's past.
Well, this is also a podcast, so we're not
I know,
live.
but I'm just saying it just feels like The moment's passed, though.
Okay, well, then I'll do it.
All right. I mean, I'm still happy about it, but it just like, it feels so long ago that it happened.
Did you see some of the buffoonery at the parade? We'll get into that.
I did, but that was like a week ago.
Okay, we'll get into that. And then your Dallas Cowboys.
What about them? Are you going to complain about them again? What did you press? I don't know.
Your Dallas Cowboys
Was that chirping, applause? What was that?
laid an Tyrannosaurus Rex-sized egg this weekend, so we might mention a little bit of that.
All right.
This isn't a sports podcast, but
It's turning into one.
But I'll get on here and bitch about them.
It's turning into one.
Okay.
I'd rather talk about Christmas and humiliating stories. We'll get to all that.
Well, see, that's why we ham and egg it pretty well, because you like your stuff, I like my stuff, and then we can comment on each other's stuff.
All right. I'll try to comment on your stuff.
All right. But before we comment on that stuff, you want to do a little bit of that?
I can.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Do you remember if you were anything like growing up like I did, when your parents used to tell you, go outside and don't come back till supper time? Remember that? We should have appreciated all that time outdoors, because now Americans spend an average of 90% of our time indoors. Can you believe that? Breathing around 30,000 gallons of air every day, most of that being indoor air. And according to the EPA, indoor air could be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air, in some cases up to 100 times more polluted. And data shows air pollution is responsible for almost 7 million premature deaths around the world. This is a lot of heavy stuff to lay on you, but there is hope, and that is Air Doctor. This is the air purifier you may have seen on ABC, Money Magazine, CNN, a lot of major media outlets. Alan and I sleep with one in our bedroom, and we can do that because its jet fans are whisper quiet, about 30% quieter than ordinary air purifiers. Now, I used to wake up so many mornings, puffy eyes, a nagging headache, but since we got the Air Doctor, I'm not dealing with that anymore because I'm breathing cleaner and purer air. Air Doctor filters out dangerous contaminants and allergens like pollen, dust mites, mold, pet dander. We have our dog sleeping in our bedroom with us. That was a huge problem. So your lungs don't have to do that filtering because Air Doctor does it for you with their Ultra HEPA filter. It's been independently tested to remove 99.99% of tested bacteria and viruses, and virtually 100% of particles as small as 0.003 microns. I can't even imagine how small that is.
That's small.
And Alan, tell them about the great offer that Air Doctor
Well, I'm going
has.
to tell them about the great offer, but you know what I don't want in my nose while I'm sleeping? Pet dander and dust mites.
I know.
I'm out on that. And Air Doctor comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't love it, just send it back for a refund, minus shipping. So go ahead and go to airdoctorpro.com and use promo code SANDWICH. And depending on the model, you'll receive up to 39% off or up to $300 off. And exclusive to our podcast customers, you will receive free 3-year warranty on any unit, which is an additional $84 value. So lock in this special offer by going to AIRDOCTORPRO.com and use promo code SANDWICH. Once again, AIRDOCTORPRO.com and use promo code SANDWICH.
You have one job: to spell.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's a lot of letters, though.
I'll Ron Burgundy this thing. I noticed we were missing a little.
That wasn't my fault.
Missing a little something in there.
That was
huh?
a cut and paste.
Huh?
That was a cut and paste. You missed an adjective.
Yes. So I just want to paint a visual picture for our listeners. I watch some podcasts on the YouTube. We do a little YouTube feed, but we spend very, very little time and effort on our production. So basically, it's
You mean our YouTube production or our podcast production?
well, both. But our YouTube production, especially, it's my laptop camera, and it's just looking at us while we're sitting here.
There's no lighting.
Oh, there's no lighting.
No good posture.
No.
No real great background.
No.
Why do we do it?
Because we have a loyal group
Because
of
there's
live studio audience members that like to be here.
Literally 27 people
Yes.
right now
Hey.
are watching.
Hey,
27. Sometimes it goes as high. I've seen it in the 40s.
well,
I've seen it in the 40s.
That's like a community college algebra class.
But I'm telling you,
we're glad they're here.
Yeah, they chat amongst themselves.
Yes.
I can't see the chats. Alan, often, if you find that he's repeating something I say or he's not paying attention to what I've just said, it's because he's reading the chats.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I guess we do it for that chat group.
Well, here's why I wanted to bring this up, just to paint a visual picture for those of you who don't participate in the YouTube. And that's fine if you don't. We would prefer it if you would subscribe to the podcast.
Oh, we got another one. It's 28 now.
There you go. We would prefer it if you would listen to the podcast. But just to paint a visual picture, I have an office chair, and it's actually a leather wing chair. And I purchased this wing chair as a single man. This is before I met Kelly.
Paid way too much for it.
I paid as much for this thing as like a Toyota Corolla.
It's stupid expensive.
It came from the Pottery Barn, but I just love it.
I would have never allowed you to purchase that as your wife.
But see, give props to my wife because she will let me purchase a Harley Davidson. Okay, so
But not a chair.
So this leather chair, it's beautiful. It's like I think it's black, but Kelly thinks it's like dark blue.
I think it's navy in the light, in certain light, but here it looks black.
Anyway,
but in certain light it looks navy.
It's got the brass tacks, on
It's very
the
classic.
arms. It's a wing chair. So I'm in here by myself watching the YouTube or watching sports. I can just put my head on the wing.
And I often find him in here asleep.
Yes. So that's my seating. Kelly is sitting on a stool.
From Amazon.
It came from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be in Emma Kelly's room.
Yes, it was like, you have the little vanity. It's like a vanity stool. So
Yes.
it's not even 3 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
But Emma Kelly leaned back in it and the leg caved in.
Yeah.
And both she and I were convinced it was broke. So I ordered her a nicer vanity chair for her birthday. And then Alan just fixed this one.
Guys,
He bent it back into shape.
Guys, you got me on this. You feel me on this. Most gals, if something isn't working quite right or it doesn't look like it was when it was new, we have to throw it away and buy another one.
Well, or save it for a swap party and buy another one.
So I just look at this thing and I just put one of my big AE pythons on one of the arms and put my other big AE python on the other arm and then just kind of did the
What is a python? Is that your muscle?
my arms. And because
So you said you put your python in your arm.
I put my one python on one of the chair arms.
Oh.
Come on, I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers.
I've never heard of arms referred to as pythons.
You've never heard of arms referred to as pythons.
I just said that. You just repeated exactly what I said. I've never heard of arms referred to as pythons.
Where have you been? Because this is common knowledge.
America.
Anyway, I took it. I did the Incredible Hulk ripping my shirt off motion and pulled those arms apart.
Or legs.
Yes. Chair arms, legs, whatever.
Chair legs.
They're chair legs. Why am I calling the chair arms?
I don't know. Why are you calling your arms pythons? Makes no sense.
If you were to look up circle talk, look up that in the dictionary, there would be a recording of like the last 2 minutes.
Anyway, Alan fixed the chair.
I fixed the
Emma
chair.
Kelly got a nicer chair for her vanity, and I'm fine with it.
But here's my question.
Because it's less cumbersome.
Why am I in this big, $9 million Pottery Barn wing chair?
That's not far off.
And I'm just some young guy, but you, being the regional radio star that you are, who does this for a living, you're sitting on this stool like a stool pigeon.
Because, number one,
Yes.
my ego doesn't need a big chair.
Wow.
Number two, we have nowhere else to put that chair. So there you go.
Okay. Our live studio audience
That was
has
a Kelly claps back.
yeah, it was has said that they have heard of other body parts referred to as pythons.
Yeah, but not arms. Why would arm?
I've
never heard of that. Why would a snake arms does not sound muscular?
Because pythons are real
they suffocate
thick,
you. I get
and
that.
they're real muscular.
They suffocate their prey.
And yeah, I think
So
it's
I've just never heard.
Well, I think it's a wrestling thing.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe.
Is
so.
it like a wrestling move called the Python? Maybe.
Well, I don't know. It may be.
That would make sense.
I only know the full Nelson and the half Nelson.
And the pile driver.
And the kabuki claw.
There's the pile driver.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else.
What was
I
that?
used to go to wrestling a lot when I was a kid. I loved wrestling. You know, growing up in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And I'm old. I mean, it makes me sound old. I don't care. I am what I am. But we didn't have cable back then. We had like 2 or 3 channels we could get. And every Saturday, wrestling would come on. And it was like Blackjack Mulligan and Ric Flair, who's still around, Ricky Steamboat, and Andre the Giant and the Iron Sheik and all those guys. And I remember one time they came and wrestled in Florence at the football stadium. And I remember Blackjack Mulligan was in a little fenced off area getting ready to go up against Ric Flair. And Ric Flair was a bad guy at the time. And I went to the fence and I said, "Go get him, Blackjack Mulligan."
I'm a limo riding. What's that thing that Ric Flair used to say?
I don't know. He's like,
It's that thing that
he
it's
just
that
goes,
thing that
nature boy.
It's that thing that Jeff says.
I don't remember
Kiss
what Jeff
stealing,
says.
wheeling, dealing.
Something like that.
Nature boy.
Nature boy. Ric Flair.
And
And then they pop that blood packet,
Whoa.
and then he'd have that white, snow white hair and all
yeah.
that blood
Gross.
coming down. Or they'd cut themselves a little bit because head wounds,
Right.
bleed so bad.
Those
were the days.
Our live studio audience is so helpful. They said that Hulk Hogan, one of his catchphrases was his pythons, his arms.
I wasn't familiar with Hulk Hogan. That was after I stopped watching wrestling.
Remember in Rocky 3? Remember Hulk Hogan was in Rocky 3?
I do remember that.
You remember that?
I remember it. I don't remember. I remember him in it
You remember when he picked up Sylvester Stallone like over his head?
because it was supposed to be an exhibition, and then
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan took it real seriously.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question. Now that we're just randomly scatter shooting, he called Sylvester Stallone a meatball.
Because he was Italian. Is that a slur?
I think that's insensitive.
Well, could have been worse.
Yeah. Could have been. All right, babe. You want to talk about your embarrassing moment?
Oh, do you want to start off on that note?
Or do you want to do a little bit of, you want to do
can.
that first?
Well,
or?
I mean, that seems a little early.
I
but
don't think it is, but whatever. Okay, go ahead. Talk about your embarrassing moment.
Well, this is bad, and I came home. I had to go to a charity event. All right, I was asked to be. I'm not going to mention the charity or anything because it's not the charity's fault, but I was asked to be the honorary chair of a charity event.
Dime.
Why is that a dime? It just is what it is.
Just keep talking.
Well, that's part of the
I'll
story.
say dime when I want to say dime.
But why? As you sit there in your oversized ego chair,
with all my Rangers.
and I'm sitting on a stool from
with all
Amazon,
my Ranger
but I'm the
stuff
one
on.
dropping dimes. All right. So I'm asked to be the honorary chair for a charity, and Alan can't go. My friend John can't go. His husband Mark goes with me. So we traded husbands. John and I are very close friends, and we all get along. It's great. So John's husband was my
I
date.
didn't know Mark
And I
went.
asked, yeah.
Marky Mark went. All right.
And then my friends Kay and Laura, who we met on a podcast family vacation many years ago, and they've become very dear friends. And y'all pray for Kay because she had to put her dog down this week. It was really tough, but the dog was very old, and it is a very peaceful transition across the bridge, as they say, the Rainbow Bridge.
Rainbow Bridge,
But
yeah.
it's really hard. So
Yeah.
y'all pray for Kay.
Yes.
Anyway, so before she put the dog down, we went to this charity event. All right, so before I go to the event, I get an email from one of the organizers saying, "Would you be able to donate something for the auction?"
Mhm.
Now, she suggested something like hanging out at the Kid Craddock Morning Show studio.
National Syndicate.
Now, prior to COVID, we used to do that a lot. COVID came along and the boss man said no more tours. So we haven't really done that. And so I went to my producer, Robert,
Stop talking.
from the Love Letters to Kelly podcast as well,
Love
which you can
Letters.
hear wherever you listen to this podcast.
Love
Just switch over
Letters.
to Love Letters to Kelly afterwards and see how you like it. But anyway,
The Kelly.
Robert says that's fine. I said, well, how many people? He's like, what do you think? I said, 6. He said, that sounds great. So 6 people at a time to be mutually agreed upon will get to come in and hang out with the Kid Craddock Morning Show and check out the studio. My husband, Alan, doesn't think that's a great price.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, we'll get to that.
I'm being misrepresented.
You said you didn't think that was such a great prize. But I thought for some people that'd be a really great prize.
I didn't think the way they pitched it was
So here we go.
great way to do it.
So I said, fine, that's what we got. She said, great. So we get to the event, and it was really cool. We pull up. They had this longhorn, what do you call it? Longhorn, Texas Longhorn cattle. There was one outside. It was a country western theme. Mm-hmm. So I got to wear my new red boots I got in Nashville. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Very, very
and
nice.
This pleather dress. It's not real leather. It's pleather, but it looks like leather.
You look very
Did I look like Western
High
chic?
Plains, Santa Fe, boho, bohemian.
Thank you, honey.
What was that thing we went to that one time?
That sounds pretty chic. Marfa
Albuquerque chic.
Yes, thank you. So when I walk in, after we say hello to the Longhorn, we walk in and there's a pretty big size poster, not quite 3 feet tall, I'd say a good couple feet tall, of my mug, my face on there. So Kelly Raspberry, honorary chair. So now everybody that maybe just heard me on the radio and never had seen me before, now they're like, oh, now we've got a name to go with the face. All right. So I was like, oh, that's nice. So we go trot over to our table and we sit down. And well, first we go through all the silent auction items, a lot of really cool stuff. And then we get to our table, and on the table is a card with all the live auction items that are going to be coming up. And on that list is trip to Italy, to go to
Italy.
Yes, to this place in Italy where you'll have all these cheeses and breads and Italian cuisines. And I think Meryl Streep, he said, was going to be filming a movie there.
Cheeses?
And all these stuff, maybe it's not Italian.
Was it
maybe
France?
It wasn't cheeses. It was Italy. Maybe it wasn't cheeses. But it was like food and stuff. And you're going to stay at this villa where I believe he said Meryl Streep's going to be coming, not while you're there, but she's filming there and stuff. So anyway, that was cool. And then there was another trip to Germany where you could do the German chocolates tour. Mm-hmm. And, you stay in this big trips and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then there was this thing where they basically gave you an entire cow or close to one. It was a bunch of beef. And not only do you get to have this big private barbecue in your backyard, this band that was performing that night, they're going to come and perform for you and like 30 people in your backyard. Okay, that was all in the live auction items, as well as a visit for 6 people to the Kid Craddock morning show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They also put in $200 to go have lunch at this restaurant down the street afterwards. And I immediately, my stomach just went up in knots. I said, this is not going to be good. I was like, this is more of a silent auction item, right? And not a live auction item. But I never said any, it just is what it is. So it's going to be in the live auction.
Did it say where the studio is?
No, I just said no.
Okay. And okay. I didn't know that. And then also, it comes with a $200 gift card to a restaurant.
Yeah, to eat lunch afterwards.
Okay.
After you hang out with us,
I'm with you so far.
Lunch.
So you got Germany, you got Italy, you got a visit to a studio. We don't know where it is, and a gift card to lunch.
Everybody knows it's in the Dallas area.
Do they?
Well, they're all locals at the charity event, Alan.
I wouldn't assume that.
Oh, okay, whatever. That never even crossed my mind. Anyway.
Obviously didn't cross their mind either.
Anyway, so the auctioneer, he's a very flashy guy. He's all, they hire these auctioneers. I don't know. Do they get percentages of what they raise? I think that's how that works.
Yeah. Was he doing the auctioneer bit?
Oh, yeah. He was wearing a jacket covered in broken mirror pieces. He was like real flashy. Anyway, and he was fist bumping me before he went up on stage. I'm like, yeah, go get him. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he auctions off a few items, and then it's time for the Kid Craddock morning show tour.
That we don't know where it is.
Alan, quit saying that. That does not matter. That does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter. It's in the Dallas area. It's coming to the studio.
You don't think that matters?
Lunch is in Irving right next door. It's fine.
So here's my thing. We're going to do a fundraiser, and we want you to bid thousands of dollars on something, but we're not going to tell you where it is.
It's at the Kid Craddock Morning Show studio. People assume it's in the Dallas area. Okay. I don't think that's the big problem here.
I think that was one of them.
Okay, then that was the main problem.
No, I'm not saying that's the main problem. I'm saying that's one of them.
That's one of the problems.
And that goes back to my point. This wasn't sold the right way.
Anyway.
I don't know why you're getting flustered at me.
Because what you're bringing up is not even consequential to the story.
Why
where's
people
the studio?
didn't bid?
Well, now you just did the punchline.
Keep
just told
going.
it.
Just go. You got to get to the
He
punchline.
asks me to come up and stand in front of the entire room
Okay.
as he asks people to start bidding on this package where nobody apparently knows where it is.
Right.
So he starts off the bid at $1,000 and nothing is happening. And I'm standing there embarrassed. So then he hands me the microphone. Kelly, what do they get when they come to this studio? Well, what do they get? I said, well, you'll get some great hugs from Big Al.
My man.
JC's going to teach you some fun knock-knock jokes.
My man.
And I said, I don't know. I mean, I was like flustered because nobody's bidding. So then somebody with the wand over to the left says, we have $1,000. I'm relieved because it's like, well, at least there's that, right? And we can just wrap this up and I can go sit down. But then the auctioneer, his job is to try to get more money.
And we have
So he wants
we got 2,000 over here. We got 15. We got 15 over here. We got 2,000 over here. Do we have a 15 over here? Do we have a 2,000 right here? Do we have anybody here?
No, we did not. Not only that, the person who the auctioneer thought bid $1,000 had not done that. That person was just hugging someone else.
Oh, no. So they inadvertently put their hand up?
Well, that was what we heard. They were just hugging. That was not a bid.
I thought Mirror Jacket Guy was an auctioneer.
It was one of his, they have spotters in the audience. The spotter said somebody bid, and the spotter was wrong. So then we're back down to, can I get 1,000 again? Didn't get 1,000.
Can we get 1,000 over here?
Then dropped it down to 750.
Can we go the other way now? We're going to go to 750. We're going to go to 500.
Dying a slow and painful death in front of a crowd of about 300 people.
Kelly Raspberry's raspberry colored up here on the stage. We need to get this auction going.
You're
Let's
not
go.
making this any better. You're making this worse. So then, finally, the man in charge of the event, like the head poobah,
The Grand Poobah.
raises his hand and said, I'll bid 750.
So this was out of
Thank you. It was pity.
pity.
Thank
yes.
you. Sold.
Okay.
I slink back to my table. I sit down and I look at Kay and I say, I'm about to cry. I'm so embarrassed. She said, what happened? Kay, I was just standing up there for the auction and nobody bid on me. She's like, oh, I didn't hear it. I was talking to this other lady. She didn't even know I had left the table and was standing up in front of the entire audience, humiliated because nobody was bidding on me. She didn't even know. She didn't even see it happen because she was talking to another lady at our table. And Laura had gone to the bathroom. And it was just like, where were y'all? It's like, I wanted to leave. I was so embarrassed that nobody wanted me. It's what it felt like. And then, of course, that was like one of the last auction items. So then auction's over. And what happens? Suddenly, everybody starts coming up to me at the table. Kelly, can I please get a picture with you? I grew up listening to you. I've listened to you my whole life. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm like, where were y'all? Why weren't y'all bidding on me? Oh, and one more little caveat before I let this go. So then what happens if you haven't been to an auction lately, what they do is typically after all the items are auctioned off, they just ask for people to make donations. So, hey, how about who here tonight will just make a donation? You say, I love this cause. I'm going to make a donation for $5,000. Somebody raised their paddle and gave $5,000. Just gave it.
Everything you
could have put that $5,000 towards my ego and my humiliation. And then they did, who wants to give $2,500? How many paddles went up for that? How many paddles went up for 1,000? I could not, and then I start taking it like personally. These people hate me.
Oh, you did
These people hate me.
You did the Michael Jordan thing.
I did, because I'm like, why are they giving, they're just giving money away. And then after that happened, then everybody starts coming up to me wanting to meet me and say hello. And I'm just like, I just want to go home now. I was so upset.
I was upset for Kelly. I don't know why she gets mad at me.
Because you were just making the whole thing worse.
I wasn't trying to make the whole thing worse. I was actually trying to make you feel better, because the way that thing was sold, in my opinion, it wasn't done right, and that's why you didn't get any bids.
It should have been a silent auction.
Number one, here was what I told Kelly. Number one, people don't pay for things they can get for free. Kelly's standing there in the room. You got a bunch of people there that want to meet Kelly. You think they're going to pay $1,000 to go visit the studio that they don't know where it is?
But the people are giving $5,000 anyway and getting nothing except the tax write-off.
I understand, but you're there. They're going to meet you for free. That was number one. Number two, you've got these things to Italy. You got these things to Germany. Comes with all this cheese. Comes with all this blah, blah, blah. Whatever. The way you told me it was auctioned off was a visit to the Kid Craddock morning show studio.
Yeah, and lunch afterwards.
You know what? There are some people that probably think, oh my God, that is awesome. But if I was kind of like, didn't really know what that was, and I'm loaded, I got a lot of money, and I might bid on that. Visits with Kelly Raspberry, JC Chavez, Big Al Mack, Ana Castillejos, and Justin Chavez, and all this swag, a personal tour, a ride in a gondola, because this thing is in the Las Colinas area, you know? I mean, there's a way they could have presented this that would have made it a little more attractive, and then maybe people who weren't listening might have listened and bid. That was my thing. That's what I was trying to tell Kelly. I think this was less about her, even though it was hard.
It was embarrassing.
She was standing there, and I've been part of these things too, where you're just standing there and nobody's bidding on you, and you're like, "What the f?"
What were you a bid on?
That thing we did at we were up there standing there for that dinner with us or whatever, and we're like, and finally we got a pity bid from one of our friends.
When was that? I guess I blocked it out.
Exactly. This was years ago.
Y'all, it's hard. I'm just going to stop donating.
No, I think
I'll just write a check. How much would you like to raise from me donating a tour? Okay, then I'm just going to write you that check, because it would save me a lot of embarrassment.
This wasn't your fault.
I know it wasn't my fault.
But you were standing there, and you weren't getting any bids, so you were like taking it personally.
Of course.
Yeah, I understand. But what I was trying to tell you was the way it was auctioned off made it very unattractive for somebody to spend $5,000.
Wow.
Were there pictures of the studio?
I'm not attractive?
No. Were there pictures of the studio?
It's just that, no.
Okay. Well,
then what was there to if you sell the pictures? I don't know, Alan.
Exactly.
It's over. It's over. It will never happen again. I guarantee you that. It will never happen again.
If you're a huge fan of the show, then maybe you're willing to fork out $2,500, $5,000 just to go on a tour.
But it's also going to the charity.
I get it. But it's going to the charity, but yeah, if you're going to put that money down for the charity, you also want something in return, right? That's why you're doing the auction.
Right.
Okay. Well,
a cool hangout in a nationally syndicated morning show studio.
So what you just said there was 10 times more than what you told me they did.
Alan, we're okay.
What?
That's fine. I think that's not just adding that it's a nationally syndicated morning show would have made the difference.
No, that's not what I said. I said, were there pictures? Was there swag involved? Was there a tour?
No, it was a tour of the show.
Was there anything else that made it more attractive?
Tour of the studio. That was it. That was it.
I'm a marketing guy. I mean, this is how you sell stuff, right?
Okay.
Or you just say, come see the tour or come see the studio.
Well, next time you can handle the auction.
No, because that's not my job. Somebody had that job. I don't know who had that job, but that wasn't my job.
All right.
So if you want to be pissed at somebody, be pissed at them. Don't be pissed at me.
I'm not pissed at you, but I don't think this is helping at this point.
Well, all I was trying to do was make you feel better and trying to take some of that Michael Jordan, and I took it personally off of you.
Why did Michael Jordan take it personally?
He took everything personally.
And he was the greatest.
Yes.
Look what Michael Jordan and I have in common.
Absolutely.
So how many holiday parties have you been invited to so far? I think it's fun to get dressed up for parties and to try on new holiday outfits with all the sparkle and shine. And there is no merrier way to complete your holiday looks than with Pair Eyewear's new holiday collection. You can switch up your look in a snap with Pair Eyewear's magnetic top frames, a style for every event, every occasion, every holiday, every mood. You begin your Pair Eyewear journey on their website. Go to paireyewear.com/sandwich, and you can virtually try on frames to find the shape that's right for your face, the style right for your personality. If you've got a wide head like me, Pair has added 5 new wider size frames. There's comfort and style for everyone, men, women, children too. I got the Kirby and Blue Tortoise, stylish on their own, but in a snap, I add a magnetic top frame, and it vibes with my holiday mood or my outfit. Pair's holiday collection is the most highly anticipated of the year. Top frames covered in turkeys for Thanksgiving. Top frames perfect for cookie exchange parties, for Christmas light tours. Of course, there are top frames covered with Santa Claus, and you won't break the budget because base frames start at just $60. Top frames start at $25. And that $60, that includes prescription too. One base frame with literally hundreds of different looks. And if you know someone who already owns a pair, those top frames make great gifts. Plus, you get free standard shipping on all orders and a flexible 30-day return policy.
Make every look merry with Pair Eyewear. Go to paireyewear.com/sandwich for 15% off your first pair. That's Pair, Pair, eyewear.com/sandwich.
Thank you, Pair Eyewear. Very cute holiday stuff. Limited time only.
Remember when all our promo codes used to be Kelly?
Yeah.
And then I had a big beef. I was beefing with you about
Yeah.
that. Well, I wasn't beefing with you. Again, back to the marketing people who always screw things up. I was beefing at the marketing people.
Yeah.
Speaking of beefing, what are we going to do now?
Well, if you want to talk sports, you can. But there was also a couple of other things that happened in the news
What about
besides
my interesting
sports
stuff? I had interesting stuff.
and your
yeah.
interesting stuff.
Okay. Well, what do you want me to do?
Do your stuff.
Interesting
I've
stuff?
talked enough for a while.
Okay. Well, did we resolve that? Did we get that?
I just move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. We're over it.
Yes.
Good. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So I was on the social media the other day, and I'm really into one thing I've always found interesting is just, those bathroom reading books that just have useless information in them.
Yes.
Interesting facts, interesting stuff.
Yes.
Gee whiz information. A lot of stuff your dad might, not your dad, but
Dads in general.
Dads in general might think is interesting, kind of like dad facts or whatever. So I follow different Instagram accounts that have those kind of things. And mom and dad actually have these books in their bathrooms at their house. I mean, this is something I've always grown up with. So anyway, always been interested in this kind of stuff. So I'm on the social media the other day, and I see a article about this Oxford scientist, and he's like a physicist. And I can only dumb this down because I don't understand how this works. So this dude, they asked him, can we travel into the future? Can we travel into the past? And his answer was very surprising. He said, we cannot travel into the past, but we can travel into the future. I'm like, come on, man. How you going to travel into the future? He said,
DeLorean?
well, kinda. He said his team, and I guess this dude is a physicist, mathematician. His team has done these calculations, and I'm really dumbing down what he said.
For me?
Well, for me too. He said they've done these calculations where if you were able to build a machine that would go 99.99999, and he was very specific. He said 8 nines, so 99.99999% of the speed of light. Okay, that's fast, which is what is speed of light? 184,000 feet per second or something?
know.
It's very fast. He said if you were to build a machine that could go that fast and go to the closest galaxy and back, the closest galaxy is 100 years away if you're going almost the speed of light. He goes, if you went there and back and you were now 100 years old, which is impossible right there. So you'd have to have multiple people to do this, right? And you came back to Earth after traveling 100 years to this faraway galaxy and back. he said the time on the earth would have advanced 5 million years.
Well,
In my head,
that's not going to happen.
my head just caved in because I'm like, what?
But that's not going to happen. So that means time travel is not possible.
How do you know that could never happen?
How do you know it would?
How do you know we couldn't invent someday a machine to do that?
It's not going to happen.
Happens in Star Wars.
Oh my goodness.
Think about that though. That's the
Why?
whole premise of the movie Interstellar. Remember?
I get that, but that's make believe.
He had to go to Mars, and then when he came back, everybody was old.
I get that, but that's also make believe, and there's never going to be a machine that can do that with all these people lined up in a row coming back. It's not going to ever happen. So that technically means that traveling into the future is not possible.
Okay, now let me just throw another thing out
Except
at you.
it is tomorrow in New Zealand.
So you say it's impossible for a machine to do that.
I'm saying it's impossible for humans to time travel. And I think it's also impossible for machines to time travel. I mean, I know it's not possible.
We don't know what we're talking about. I'm just throwing out some.
I am firm in my belief.
It's interesting to think about because 200 years ago, if somebody said, someday there are going to be all these people running around and they're going to have this little machine and it's going to play these like videos that move.
Right, that's a computer.
And they're going to be able to talk to each other.
Right.
And one person could be on one side of the world, another can be on the other side of the world. They can dial these numbers and then they can talk to one. They'd say, that's never going to happen. You're crazy.
I understand what you're saying.
Crazy.
I understand what you're saying. That I don't think it's possible to jump ahead in time.
They'd also say, if there's someday you're going to get on this thing and it's going to fly around the world, it's going to have these little propellers on it, it's going to fly you around. They'd be like, you're crazy. I'm not going to get on anything. It's going to fly around the world. Only birds can fly. So you're trying to tell me maybe 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now, there'll be no way to build a machine that can go that fast?
Yes.
Wow.
I will not be here to back up my belief.
I think it could happen. But imagine that. And who cares about all the little details, but I just was thinking like, okay, say you signed up for this experiment and then like a family went and then, it's 100 years. So people are going to die and then some other people are going to carry on this machine. They're going to come back to what they left and see pictures of what they left. And then they come back and it's 5 million years later. What would they see? Like what would be left? What would be there?
Destruction.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. I think that's pretty deep stuff.
I don't think about stuff like that.
Well, I don't either. But I just saw this guy running his mouth about this time travel. I'm like, dude, how did you figure that out? Like, what calculation did you do that enabled you to figure that out?
Just because somebody says they came up with a calculation, he can't prove that. He cannot prove it. I could come up with a calculation.
Well,
it doesn't mean I proved
yeah,
anything.
True. But math usually isn't wrong, is it?
But you're making up math about stuff that can't happen.
I don't think you make math up.
You can keep multiplying stuff to get the figure you want.
Okay, so that was way deep and too big for my brain to understand. So then I started to look at some stuff that's a little bit easier to understand.
Okay.
So you want to hear some of this interesting
Please.
stuff? Okay. So here's some interesting stuff that's way less heavy than time travel and then coming back and everybody's gone. And then there's just a bunch of like aliens running around.
If they even exist.
Australia is wider than the moon.
Interesting.
Did you know that?
I did not.
The moon is 2,113 miles in diameter. Australia, good eye, mate. East to west is 2,485 miles wide.
How big is America?
That's a big frickin' continent.
Is America bigger?
I
would think America's bigger.
That is a very good question. I don't think it is. Sam in New Zealand, I know you're not from Australia, but you're the closest guy we got. Tell us if there are more time zones in Australia than there are in the U.S. We have 4 time zones, right? I think Australia has more than 4 time zones.
There's 3. We have 4. We have mountain. That's
we got
right,
Pacific,
mountain.
we got mountain, we got central.
I forget about mountain. I always forget about mountain time.
And in Quebec, don't they have Atlantic? Something like that, some such? Or a Newfoundland. Newfoundland. I should have printed this out.
Because your thing keeps locking you out?
Yeah.
Alan's having trouble with his phone.
Yeah, I really am. Second fact: headphones can increase the bacteria in your ears.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Have you ever?
You need to clean your earbuds out. There's this little, you know how they have the goo to clean out your keyboards? They're making them, I saw some online for your earbuds too, to get all that gunk out. It's gross.
Have you ever looked at like your earbuds after you pull them
Yeah,
out?
I've cleaned them. I've cleaned them before. Have you not cleaned yours?
What you ought to do is take a toothpick,
Yeah.
and then put that on a.
Scrape all that earwax out.
No,
It's
but
gross.
then put it under a microscope.
I don't want to do that.
See if there's anything moving.
Do not want to do that.
Third fact: avocados are not vegetables.
They're fruits.
They're fruits. I didn't know that until today.
Well, I think it's because it has a big seed.
Avocados are fruits because they are single-seeded berries.
Yeah. It's got a big seed.
So does that mean a pumpkin's a vegetable?
Pumpkin has seeds,
But it has a lot of seeds.
so that makes pumpkin a fruit. It's really a member of the gourd
Oh, really?
family, though, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm out on the gourd family. I'm out on eating anything in the gourd or banana family, including plantains. That makes me want to vomit as well. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer.
Oh, because metal expands.
When the iron heats up, the tower can be up to 6 inches taller
Wow.
due to thermal expansion.
Wow.
Well, when things get warm, they get bigger. That's kind of
And when they get cold, they contract.
the way that works. Human teeth are the only part of the body that can't heal themselves. So you crack a tooth, it ain't coming back.
Right.
Teeth are not made of live tissue, and they're coated in enamel, which can't spontaneously regenerate.
Speaking of, I got to go to the dentist tomorrow and get my permanent crown put on.
You're going to the dentist again.
I have the temporary on. Now I've got to get the permanent.
Will this conclude the dental
This
work?
will conclude my
It will?
dental work. This was the temporary.
Maybe we should both of us just have all our teeth pulled and just go full dentures. Just full freaking grill. Just do the full big white grill.
Why would you worry about that? You've never even had a cavity, have you?
I have not. Seventh fact: Switzerland prohibits the ownership of just one guinea pig.
You have to have two?
Yep. Since guinea pigs are social creatures, one guinea pig would be lonely. So having
Aw.
just one is considered animal abuse in
Aw,
Switzerland.
that's sweet.
Glad we have the Swiss government
But sweet, though.
on those big
That's
problems.
sweet.
How do they know the guinea pig gets lonely?
How do you know you can time travel 5 million years back in the future?
Because an Oxford egghead did a math problem?
Well, somebody figured out that those animals get lonely.
How did they do that?
Math.
8, tigers have striped skin.
Oh, it's not striped fur.
It's not
the
striped
skin?
fur.
Oh.
It's not striped fur. It's like, and if you've ever, been petting your dog and you have a pattern dog, if you pull their fur back,
Their skin has
you
the
see
marks.
that their skin has got marks on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, does a zebra have white or black stripes, though?
I thought a zebra was white with black stripes.
Or is it black with white stripes?
No, I thought it was white with
I
black
don't know.
stripes. Yeah.
I don't have that answer in front of me.
Well, I don't either. Ask the guy at Harvard or Oxford. A shrimp's heart is in its head. This will make you not want to eat shrimp, because listen to this.
Oh, there's a lot of reasons I don't want to eat shrimp, but I love them.
You eat shrimp.
I know. I've got 2 bags of frozen shrimp in the freezer right now.
If that wasn't interesting stuff enough, due to the nature of their open circulatory system, shrimp have no arteries, so their organs just float around in blood.
Ugh. Don't ruin shrimp for me now.
That's kind of gross.
It's very gross.
Do you devein the shrimp?
I try to pull the poop out, that thing.
It's called deveining the shrimp.
It's actually de-pooping, isn't it?
That's what I was told. The 10th one, we are more creative in the shower. Here's one of the more useful, weird, fun facts. If you've ever felt like you think better in a warm shower, you're probably right. The warm water increases the flow of dopamine and makes us more creative.
And the warm water makes you taller.
Yes, it does. It does make you taller. And then here's
A la Eiffel Tower.
6 inches. And here's one just as a bonus. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Dolphins need to come up for air every 10 minutes, but by slowing their heart rate, sloths can actually hold their breath for 40 minutes.
Why would they need to do that?
I guess because they're so slow.
But why would they need to not breathe?
To conserve energy.
Maybe.
I don't know, babe. I guess.
I know they only come down like once a day or something. Somebody was telling me about sloths because they're so slow They had to protect themselves from predators. They have to stay up in the tree a long time. I don't remember all the stuff I learned about sloths. Some stuff just doesn't stick.
Our live studio audience, being as helpful as they always are, has told us, one of our assistant producers actually has told us that Australia, good eye, mate, has 8 time zones.
Wow.
That is a wide frookin' continent.
So bigger than America.
I guess about twice as wide.
That would make sense.
Doesn't sound right, though. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. When you said it was
2,400 miles wide.
That's from side to side.
Side to side.
I guess maybe we're not thinking of height or something. I don't know. I'm really showing that I don't know anything about geography, and I'm sounding dumb. So I'm going to stop talking about that
our
now.
whole podcast is dumb.
No,
what are you
I don't
talking
think so
about?
necessarily.
Yes.
I don't think so necessarily.
It's like we never talk about anything of substance.
That's not true. That's not true.
Anyway, that concludes interesting stuff.
That was interesting, honey.
Did you like that?
I was very intrigued by your interesting things.
I wasn't trying to stress you out with the whole time travel thing. I just thought it was really interesting. You just no.
It's not.
Never
it's just
happened.
like it's ridiculous. Why even talk about it? Because it can't happen.
Right. Well, these days you're going to be looking outside. There's going to be a T-1000 Terminator, trying to find somebody, and you're going to be like, "Yep, my husband, he was right on that one."
Yep. I promise you, if that happens, I will say you're right and I was wrong. But that's not going to happen, is it?
Get in the chopper.
All right, look, I am already starting to feel a little bit stressed and overwhelmed because of the holiday list, having to fight with Alan to get the tree put up, as you heard earlier in this podcast. But look, at the end of the day, I'm just so happy that I get to crawl underneath the sheets on my Helix mattress because I fall quickly and blissfully asleep, and I stay that way all night. Your mattress matters. And for quality sleep, your mattress needs to work with your body, with your sleep positions, your preferences. Your mattress should be unique to you. And that's why you need to get a Helix. You take the Helix sleep quiz, and under 2 minutes, you're going to be matched with your perfect mattress. Alan took the test for us, and we were matched with their award-winning Helix Dusk Luxe. We got the king size. It's the first time I've ever slept in a king, and I love it. It's the perfect amount of softness, firmness, and when either one of us turns over, the other one doesn't even feel it. It's perfect. And you can find the Helix mattress perfect for you. Their lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including their newly released Elite Collection, mattresses for side sleepers, tummy sleepers, big sleepers, tiny kid sleepers, hot sleepers. If your spine needs a little extra TLC, they've got you covered there too. And your mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge with a 100-night trial and a 10 to 15-year warranty, depending on your mattress. We love our Helix, but if you still need another endorsement, GQ and Wired Magazine named Helix their #1 mattress pick.
Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Just go to helixsleep.com/sandwich because this is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Well, honey, today, real quick before you get into Rangers talk, because I know you want to talk sports. By the time you hear this podcast, this is actually older news because People Magazine every year comes out with their Sexiest Man Alive. Now, who is on this panel?
You shouldn't have.
Who is on this panel? I think
I was wanting to be humble.
One editor, right? One person who has all the power to pick whoever I think is sexy this year. I'm going to name him Sexy Man.
I thought you weren't going to tell everybody about me.
So then you have to take into consideration there are a lot of publicists who have actors in their, what do you call it? Their roster. And they're really pushing for their guy to be named the sexiest man alive because they've got, it makes a difference. You get more press. You can promote your movie, your sport, your songs, whatever it is. So Jimmy Kimmel on his late night talk show for the past few years has the honor of announcing the sexiest man alive. So with his audience on, what's today? We're recording Wednesday. So his audience Tuesday night, late night, they did a game of 20 questions where you just ask yes or no questions. Mm-hmm. And through process of elimination, somebody finally said, is it Dr. McDreamy? And the answer was yes. Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What's wrong with Patrick?
Let me just say
Dempsey?
this. I love Patrick Dempsey. I think he is drop dead, sexy, gorgeous.
Okay.
But why wasn't he sexiest man alive when he was Dr. McDreamy at the height of his career on Grey's Anatomy? In fact, yesterday, before he was announced as sexiest man alive, my daughter and I, she's streaming. She is obsessed with Grey's Anatomy right now. We were talking about Patrick Dempsey and about how I used to love him when I was a kid. He was in Can't Buy Me Love. He was so sexy. And she's like, yeah, now he's got gray hair, but do you still think he's cute? We were literally talking about him. And 2 hours later, we found out that he was the sexiest man alive. It just feels like the timing is weird. But he also has a horror movie coming out called Thanksgiving. When? Just in time for Thanksgiving, like November 17th, I believe. So it's like, is this for real? Is he really? Because there are so many more people who are making headlines right now. We were all saying Travis Kelce would have been a good nominee because, or a good candidate because he's all over the news right now.
Why wasn't he a good nominee last year?
Because he's topical right now. He's all over the news right now.
So
He's
this
very
isn't a
handsome.
sexy thing. This is
It's people's sexiest man alive. It's a PR thing.
PR thing.
Now, there are people on Twitter or X now, whatever, and they are vehemently opposed to Patrick Dempsey as well as vehemently in support of him.
Fourth vehemently on
They're
this
like, you
podcast.
cannot. That's the second one.
No, I
For
said it
me.
at the beginning.
You did?
We just said it twice, and then I said it one more time.
Wow, I didn't
So it's
remember you
4.
saying it. I just guess I don't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know how I feel about it. I think he's very good looking, but I just think the timing is just off. That it should have, I don't know. Last year, I think it was Chris Evans. I think Chris Evans.
Big Chris Evans?
Yeah, Captain America. I believe it was last year.
My cousin? Big Chris
Before
Evans?
that, it might have been Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always somebody that's got something going on. But it's just like we hadn't heard anything from Patrick Dempsey for a while. And then suddenly, boom, you're sexiest man alive. Oh, and you have a movie coming out in 2 weeks.
Okay, here's why. Back when he was McDreamy, you had Brad Pitt waving his big 12-pounder around. You had Jorge Clooney waving his big 12-pounder around.
Why are you saying that? That's not nice.
Saying what?
12-pounder.
They were topical when he was McDreamy.
McDreamy was topical. That was the #1 show in the country.
And I saw a picture of the dude when
He's so handsome.
No, he is a handsome guy. When he was McDreamy, I mean, he looked like every other guy with dark hair. Now he's got the salt and pepper thing going, and I was like, oh, that's Patrick Dempsey? Wow, look at this guy.
He did not look like anybody else.
Well, in my opinion, and I have an opinion.
I don't think
And I'm entitled to my opinion.
I don't think he was like, cut and paste, good looking Hollywood guy. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. There are going to be other honorable mentions in the magazine, but I heard Travis isn't even in the magazine, that his brother Jason's in it. So I don't know who's editing People magazine right now and making all these choices, but it was just a little odd to me.
Okay. It's a good transition into sports, what you just said.
Take it.
Do we have another thing?
Yes.
Okay. Even my son agrees with me on this point that he.
Which son?
Well, son 1.
Cole.
Yes. Son number 1, Cole, 15, has the awareness and the wherewithal to comment to me, Dad, why do they show Jason Kelce so much? He's a center.
You mean Travis or Jason?
Jason.
Okay, the brother of Travis.
Yes. We know why they show Jason Kelce, because he's the brother of Travis.
Right.
But he's a center. I was like, Cole, that is a very astute observation, because in football, as Tony Romo would say, in football, the center is the most under the radar, on the down low guy on the offense. You don't want to know who the center is, because if you know who the center is, he's probably holding somebody, or he just committed a penalty, or he snapped the ball over the quarterback's head.
Who are the most famous centers that I would know?
John Madden.
He was famous.
John Madden was a center, but he was famous after he became an announcer, not when he was a center.
Is the center the guy that hikes the ball between his legs?
Uh-huh.
Didn't Daryl Johnston do that?
Daryl was a fullback.
Did he hike the ball between his legs?
He did not.
Oh.
That would be Mark Stepnoski.
I knew that name too.
Yes, who liked the devil's lettuce a lot. Anyway, So Cole says, why are they showing Jason Kelce so much? I'm like,
Well,
buddy.
he has the #1 sports podcast in the country
I'm
as
like,
well.
I'm like, bud, he's turning this thing into like he's got a podcast now. He's brothers with Jason Kelce. That's
Travis,
why,
yeah.
or Travis Kelce. That's why everyone is interested in the Kelces. He's like, oh, okay. I get it.
And the mom. It's that Taylor Swift effect.
Right.
But they also had the podcast before Travis started dating Taylor. And it was very popular. And then it went next. And, and remember, the two brothers faced off against each other in the Super Bowl last year. And that was a big headline making thing.
Right.
So he transcends his position in popularity, minus the Taylor Swift effect.
Yeah. I think he should just snap the ball and block.
Why? What have you got a problem with Jason Kelce?
Well, because he plays for the Eagles. Okay, so
well, there's that.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The Texas Power Rangers, your Texas Rangers, won the World Series. The last time we did the podcast was Game 5. They won that game in dramatic fashion, hit a home run to win the game. I think it was Corey Seager. Yeah, it was Seager.
Was it?
Yeah, and then because Garcia was out. He was out the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But they beat the Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series, and everyone in the Dallas-Fort Worth area was just
beside
there
themselves.
were people in tears.
I've seen the cutest videos of men, mostly. I mean, I'm sure there's women too, but these men who wept openly when the Rangers got that last out. It was just so sweet because they're like, I've waited my whole life for this.
I know. And in 2010, 2011, the Rangers went to the World Series. They lost both. I think I've told you this story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast. In 2011, I was on a business trip in New York City, and the Rangers were on. It was Game 5. And I wanted to go watch the World Series. I wanted to see the Rangers. So I went to it was a sushi bar. It was the only place I could find. They had TVs, and there were a lot of people in there watching the game. Everyone in there was cheering for, they were playing the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. And I was the only guy that was rooting for the Rangers. The Rangers were 1 strike away twice in that game from winning the World Series. So it
obviously didn't go our way.
No. Guy hits a home run, ties the game, goes into extra innings. They get into extra innings, 1 strike away from winning the game. They get a hit. They win. St. Louis wins the game. So they tie the series up. Then they win it in Game 7.
Oh, wow.
So the way the Rangers lost the 2011 World Series is, I think, part of the reason why everyone in 2023 is just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this actually happened. So I went back and looked at all the Dallas-Fort Worth sports teams. The Rangers went to the World Series 2010, 2011. They lost. They won this year. Okay. The Mavericks, they went to the NBA Finals in 2006. They lost. But in 2011, they won. They beat the Heat. They beat Shaquille and the Heat in 2011. The Dallas Stars have been to the Stanley Cup Finals. They went in 1981 and 91. That would be as the Minnesota North Stars. But then as the Dallas Stars, they went in 99, 2000, and 2020, and they won in 1999. I don't know if you remember that. They had Medano.
I remember when they won.
Yeah, 1999. They won with Medano. The football team, the Dallas Cowboys. The last time they appeared in a Super Bowl was 1995. And have they gone back since?
No.
No. Have they even been to the game that they play to get to the Super Bowl since?
I don't think so.
That would be the NFC Championship game. No. The answer to that is also no. They have not. And this year, they also will not. It's not going to happen. I said it in the
What if they can time travel?
It doesn't matter. You can't time travel, according to Kelly Raspberry Evans. They're not going to. It's not going to happen. My preseason prediction, I stand by it, 9-8.
What are they now?
They are 5-4.
What did I say? 12 and something?
Oh, you had your rowdy hat on.
Why not?
Oh.
Why not go in optimistic?
You had your Cowboys foam finger.
Why can't you go in optimistic instead of every week reminding everybody the same thing? You remind everybody the same thing, that the Cowboys haven't been there since 95. This is about the 5th podcast you've brought that up.
And here's why I bring this up. If you saw the trophy presentation at the Rangers, after the Rangers won the World Series, they had the owner come out. Remember the old guy? You were like, oh, he's so cute.
Yes, very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet guy. He gave all the credit to the coaches and the players, as most owners usually do. You know why the Rangers, the Stars, the Mavericks, in my opinion, have been successful over the years?
Yes, I do, but I'll let you say it.
Okay. That's because they have ownership that just owns the team.
And gets out of the way.
It gets out of the way. And they don't try to get into the football. They don't try to get into the basketball. They don't try to get into the baseball.
Well, Mark Cuban.
He does a little bit. And they don't try to get into the hockey. But the Cowboys have this guy since 1995 who has managed to not go back to a Super Bowl, and he loves to be involved.
Right.
So if the guy at the top in any organization, a company, a team, a food truck, whatever, a motorcycle dealer, if the guy at the top has been there for 25 years and they've never made their quota, or they've never sold enough tacos, or they've never won anything, why is the guy at the top still there?
Well, honey, you can be mad about it, but nothing's going to change. It is what it is.
It's not going to change.
It's not going to change.
No, it's not going to change. I agree.
And no matter how many podcasters or sports writers or fans or whatever talks about it, Jerry Jones is not going to give up his spot until he's 6 feet under. And everybody knows that.
And you know what? After the old man croaks,
and then his son's going to take over.
You got Steven. And Steven is like a carbon copy of Jerry. He is the same guy. He says he says less with more words than just about anybody I know, except for one person. And you know who I'm talking about.
Well, see, do I?
Yes, you do.
Because we have that debate a lot.
And I'm a master debater. So I will leave you with this, because if you haven't listened to a lot of our podcasts, and maybe you're just listening to this rant for the first time, I am a die-hard Cowboys fan. And you may be thinking, man, you bitch about the Cowboys a lot.
A lot.
Why don't you just switch teams?
Yeah.
Where
the Chiefs.
I can't.
Just go for the Chiefs.
Where am I going to go?
Just go for the Chiefs.
I grew up in Wichita Falls. I've lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area since 1993. Where am I going to go?
Kansas City.
I can't root for Houston. I ain't root for anything in Houston. Kansas City's in 2 states away.
But still.
I can't root for another team. The Cowboys are my team. So here's what every Cowboy fan like me does after a loss. Number 1, they make excuses. Number 2, they blame the refs. Number 3, they mention the 90s and how great they were.
That's what you do.
Uh-huh.
Every time.
And number 4, here's what I do every single time the Cowboys spit the bit, lay a T-Rex-sized egg like they did against the Philadelphia Eagles in the city of brotherly shove. They bitch to whoever will listen.
You forgot to blame Jerry on that list.
Number 5, blame Jerry. Thank you, babe.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, I'm done.
All right. Whew. Until the Cowboys lose again, and we have to hear that same rant again. That's
well, they lost to the Eagles this last week.
I know. Even Jimmy Johnson,
big game.
Even Jimmy Johnson said he was thinking that the Cowboys were going to pull it off.
Packer fans told me that Mike McCarthy is the worst game manager you will ever see. Mike McCarthy is the coach of the Cowboys. He's been the coach now for 3 years. And I said, oh, come on. He can't be that bad. They're like, just watch. Just watch.
Because he came from the Packers?
Well, they had seen him for a long time. He coached the Packers for a long time.
Oh, see, I don't keep up with Mike McCarthy.
And he was a good coach. I mean,
he seems like a nice man.
He's a very nice man, and I think he's a good football coach. Some of the things he does during the game are really strange.
Like what?
Okay, not to get too much in the weeds here. The Cowboys were down 5 points with about 3.5 minutes left, and they had the ball. They were just out there taking their time.
Running down the clock?
Trying to run it down. And instead of trying to score quick, they were going to try to run the clock down to as little time as they could, score a touchdown, and win the game. That based on what they were doing on the field, I think that's what Mike McCarthy's mindset was let's slow play this and let's win it with a touchdown. We're 5 down. We need 6, right?
Right.
They had 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left. So 2 field goals wins that game. Why not hurry as fast as you can, run your 2-minute offense. If you don't score a touchdown, okay, whatever. We're still in field goal range with that awesome freaking kicker they have. And I mean that. This guy's turned out to be a weapon. Kick the 3 points. Hold the Eagles, which is what happened. They held the Eagles 3 and out. They get the ball back, and then you kick a field goal to win the game by 1. So instead of playing it for 1 possession, they should have played it for 2 possessions. And nobody's talking about that. I don't understand why no one's brought that up.
You should call into a sports radio talk show and just talk about it.
I'm sure somebody's brought it up.
Oh,
but why would they not have done that? It just seems so obvious to me that...
Can a player override the coach?
Well, they can if you're like Tom Brady, yeah. If you're a great quarterback.
You don't think Dak can say, sir, I think we should try something else?
There's a big debate about Dak.
All right. Well,
so anyway,
this is not a sports podcast.
I was so bitter after that game.
I know. And you're still obviously not over it yet.
Well, because who likes losing to a team? The Cowboys were on their team bus in Philadelphia. Santa Claus mooned the Cowboys.
That's what Dak said. That's what Dak said.
That only happens in Philadelphia.
I know.
Santa Claus mooned the Cowboys.
Not cool, Santa.
I told Kelly the story, and Dylan said, "Daddy, what's mooning?"
He never heard of that?
That's kind of an old school thing.
What do they call it?
I don't know that they even knew that that's a thing.
Really?
I said, well, it's kind of like you can get arrested for it, I told him. But it's basically when you pull your pants down and show someone your rear end.
So don't do that.
So I was like, don't do it.
So don't do that.
It's kind of a funny bit. Like if you're on the highway in a car.
Nope, that's not. I don't want to see that. And it's also illegal. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, this podcast is not a sports podcast, but this podcast is sponsored by Green Pan. We all have a favorite pan, right? There was like a meme about that, right? Everybody has one, that favorite pan. Well, mine is my Green Pan nonstick ceramic fry pan. And tonight for supper, I used it. I sauteed some onions, browned some hamburger. I didn't have to add any oils, no sprays, so no added calories, but nothing sticks. It's super easy to clean up because of that too. And Green Pan is the best ceramic cookware your money can buy. You know, way back in 2007, they introduced the world to ceramic nonstick cookware. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's an interesting fact.
That is interesting.
It's the first and best toxin-free alternative to cookware with those traditional coatings that can have not good things. And just in time for the holidays, Green Pan has launched their new line of slow cookers. Now, if you have never looked at a slow cooker and thought, that is beautiful, this one is beautiful. This Green Pan slow cooker comes in 8 different colors. There's one to complement your kitchen. You can create some truly delicious family-sized meals with just the press of a button. There's this lasagna soup recipe our friend Laura found on TikTok. It was so easy to make in our Green Pan slow cooker. You could feed an army with this thing at 6 quarts. You'll love the in-pot browning too. No more browning on the stove and transferring it over to the slow cooker. Green Pan slow cooker does it all in one, just at one time. It's perfect for any holiday buffet you have too. Other companies create cheap products with cheap materials because, well, it's just cheaper. Green Pan is not like that. They own their own factory. Their products live up to their high standards, and that's why they won the 2023 Good Housekeeping Sustainable Innovation Award. They've got a 60-day return policy. You've got plenty of time to make sure it's right for you. And if someone on your holiday list is a world-class chef or a newbie in the kitchen, Green Pan slow cooker or any of their cookware would make a great gift.
So toss out those plastic pans and upgrade your cookware this holiday season with Green Pan. Head to greenpan.us and use promo code SANDWICH, and you'll receive 30% off your entire order, plus free shipping on orders over $99. That's right, 30% off. So head to greenpan.us and make sure you use our promo code SANDWICH, or they won't know we sent you.
And you won't get that big discount. So do that.
Our live studio audience is very, very engaged and very, very helpful. One of our live studio audience members, who I won't name, said that she's not proud, but when she was younger, she said mooning was a big thing and she participated.
Really? I've never mooned anyone.
And while you were going through the first part of our advertisement, I responded back to her textually that I have mooned friends within the last year.
You moon me constantly. You're always mooning
Well,
me.
mooning your wife doesn't count.
I've never mooned you. I don't think
You've
anybody
never
wants to
mooned
see
me
that.
intentionally.
When did I moon you unintentionally?
Well, sometimes I'll run into the bathroom and you got your shower cap on and you'll be bending over trying to
It's not cute.
bending over trying to find something in the tub
I
or
think-
find something under the sink.
Yeah, I think we have to recognize when we don't have a cute moon.
Mhm.
We don't. Some of us have flat, wide, very white moons.
I would say you
They
have.
do not need to be shown.
I would say you have a pale moon.
Very pale.
No, but I mooned Dave and Melissa at their house.
See,
I think it was a pool party, and I think there was alcohol involved.
I don't know if I'd share that.
I've shared it before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd bring it up again.
No, I went inside to change, remember? And you guys were all outside, and it was the bit where I was it was dark, remember? You guys were by the pool.
Yeah.
So I go inside to change, and my duffel bag was in the living room. So I knew you could see in, but I can't see out. So I did the take my shorts
Right.
down, bend over bit,
Right.
and then I could hear Dave out there saying, "Look!" And then
And
I
you
was
were like, payoff.
yeah, that was like, why are you wanting people to look, Dave? What are you doing? Why were you looking, Dave?
Because you wanted him to look.
Love Dave and Melissa.
I know. Some
All
of our
right.
favorites.
All right, babe.
All right, this is a very long podcast, and I'm not lying when I say I am ready to go to bed in my Helix bed, my Helix mattress bed, because it's been a long day. I'm telling you, this time change, I don't care what they say, spring forward or fall back, it throws me off so badly. Every night about 7:00, I am ready to go to bed.
So you being the big time travel naysayer, we set time forward and back all the time.
You know what? That's different. I wish they would just leave the time change alone because it takes me a long time to get over it. It's almost like I'm drunk. Does that make sense? It's almost like I'm drunk. And every night I just cannot wait to go to bed. I'm so excited about ending this podcast and going to bed, Alan.
Wow. Okay.
I'm really ready to go to bed.
Well, I champion the listener, and I could do another hour if they really wanted it.
You know what?
but-
I'm going to leave you with Alan then.
well, I'm probably
and
not going.
I'm going to go to bed.
I'm probably not going to do that.
You
but-
could do a whole sports hour without me.
No, because I felt my chest getting heavy, and I could feel my brain vein kind of pushing on my hat here, and I could feel like my temples getting tight.
Yeah.
When I talk about the Cowboys,
Yeah.
you know, so I don't want to do it anymore
Don't do that.
because it's a source of
Don't do that.
aggravation for me,
I know.
and it has been for the last 27 years.
I know. Go Chiefs.
No, I like Patrick Mahomes a lot, but I'm not going to cheer for the Chiefs.
Why not?
I don't dislike the Chiefs, but I didn't grow up in Kansas for one thing, or Missouri for another thing.
Neither did Patrick.
He was getting paid to play for the Chiefs. That's a little different.
Oh.
All right, babe. Whatever. I'm just so defeated. You got anything else?
No. Other than the fact that I want to go to bed.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop on my time machine and set it to 99.99999% of the speed of light. Set the course to Andromeda.
Well, I won't see you when you get back
I'm going to come back, and it's going to be 5 million years
because
later.
I'm not going with you.
All right. Well, I love you desperately.
Love you.
I love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
I love the world champion 2023 Texas Rangers desperately. And I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.